Over the past month, we set out to determine the best watch from $5,000 to $6,000, where we conducted polls in a bracket-style tournament that called on you all to vote, ultimately picking the outcomes. We started first with a field of 60 watches, put them in a poll where we asked you all to pick your top 10 among those watches on the list. In order to be placed in the tournament, a watch needed to be in the top 16 of receiving top 10 votes, with the seeding being determined by the percentage of times that watch was selected in the top 10 in form submitted. So in other words, the watch that was selected and appeared in the top 10 the most across all forms cast would be the number 1 seed, with the others following in order of their percentage. I'm personally very excited about this tournament because it does open us up to brands that we have yet to see in tournament history, brands like IWC, Omega, as well as Breitling. So the competition is fierce, so let's look at the final 16 so we can set up our tournament. First, looking at the 16 seed, we have the Cartier Tank Francais, the large edition. This came in with 21.2% of top 10 votes, but a couple interesting things about this is there were 5 other watches that were within 1% of this 16 seed, so very tight. On the outside looking in was the Breitling Super Ocean Heritage. That was the one that just missed the cut, which personally was a surprise to me because that would be one of the watches I probably would consider in this price range. Now we move along to the 15 seed. We have the Panerai Luminor base logo. That's the PAM 00773, coming in with 21.9% of top 10 votes. And spoiler, this is the only Panerai to make the cut, although there are not many Panerais in this price range to begin with. At 14, a surprise advancing to the round of 16, we have the Frederic Constant Manufacturer Classic Power Reserve Big Date, receiving 22.3% of top 10 votes. At the 13 seed, we have the Breitling Top Time Deus Edition. That's coming in with 22.5% of top 10 votes, and being the first Breitling to ever appear in tournament history. Next at the 12 seed, we have the Grand Seiko SBGE 201 receiving 22.8% of top 10 votes. Grand Seiko returns again, now taking part in the last 4 tournaments. At the 11th seed, we have IWC's Pilot Watch Automatic 36mm, specifically on the bracelet, receiving 23.2% of top 10 votes. At 10, we have a Breitling Navitimer, this one being specifically the 41mm GMT option, so a newer release from the brand, receiving 23.5% of top 10 votes. At the 9th position, we have the Tudor Pelagos LHD, receiving 27.7% of top 10 votes. Tudor has dominated the last 2 tournaments, so the Pelagos aims to keep the momentum going. At the 8th seed, we have the Grand Seiko SBGA 375 with its very clean blue dial, coming in with 28.6% of top 10 votes. At 7, we have IWC again with the Mark 20 on a strap, now having 37% of top 10 votes, a significant jump up in the percentage of top 10 votes compared to some of the other seeds thus far. At 6, just edging out the IWC, Longines with the Spirit Flyback in titanium. Longines has had representation in the last 5 tournaments, so pretty remarkable run that we've seen from Longines, and they are now being represented in the $5,000 to $6,000 tier as well. At the 5th seed, we have the Grand Seiko SBGA 407, known as the Skyflake, receiving 48.9% of top 10 votes. At the 4th seed, the Tudor Black Bay Chrono comes in with 56.6% of top 10 votes. This is the second of 2 Tudors to make it this far in the tournament. In the previous 2 tournaments, Tudor has dominated. This is the second and 2 of 2 for Tudors that advance to the round of 16. At the 3 seed, we have the Omega Speedmaster 38, coming in with 61.4% of top 10 votes. The first Omega in tournament history to appear. Another Omega appears at 2 with the Omega Seamaster Aquaterra 38mm on a strap, 61.6% of top 10 votes. And just to specify, this is the Teakwood edition that we're talking about here. And then at the number 1 seed, we have the Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meter, no surprise here, receiving 75.8% of top 10 votes. This is the highest percentage of top 10 votes a watch has received in tournament history. It edged out the 72.9% of the Tissot PRX of the under $1,000 tournament. Now, a few things to call out. One is just going to be Omega dominating at the top. You have the 1, 2, and 3 seed all coming from the same brand. This is the first time this has ever happened in tournament history. Further, this seeding result delivered the widest range of separation between the 1 and the 16 seed. Also, we had incredible diversity in brand compared to some of the previous tournaments in the last few outings of this. Of the 16 seeds, we had 9 different brands being represented. For reference of the previous tournament, we only had 6 brands make it to the round of 16, with 10 of the watches of that 16 coming from Tudor and Grand Seiko alone. So more variety here to choose from within the field. But in summation here of what you're looking at with the data, you had a very top-heavy seeding structure with very close margins as you got to the lower seeds. And before we look at the head-to-head matchups and some of the results, if you want to shop around $5,000 to $6,000, in the description we have a collection where you can shop around. We have dozens of different models in that collection looking at Omega, Breitling, Longines, Grand Seiko, Baume & Mercier, Louis Erard, and a lot more. It's not going to just be the watches that we talked about in this video. We really wanted to expand that out. So if you are shopping around in this price range, want to see what's available to you, check out that in the description down below on teddybaldessar.com. So now the round of 16. So let's look at some of these head-to-head matchups. So we'll start with the 1 seed going up against the 16 seed. And Omega moves on with the Seamaster Diver 300 meter, taking the largest margin of victory in tournament history. 88% of the votes going to the Omega Seamaster Diver 300 compared to that of the Cartier receiving only 12%. So the Cartier goes home in round number 1. Moving along to the 2 seed going up against the 15 seed, and Omega is going to get another victory here with the Seamaster Aquaterra 38mm on strap, taking 83% of the vote compared to the Panerai Luminor. If we didn't have the previous 1 and 16 matchup, this would actually be the largest margin of victory in tournament history. Omega continues its dominance with the 3 seed Omega Speedmaster 38 going up against the Frederic Constant Manufactured Classic Power Reserve Big Date. Speedmaster gets 80% of the vote, and just for context, there's only been one matchup in tournament history before this tournament where a watch won a matchup with over 80% of the total vote. It's already happened 3 times as we've gone through 3 of these matchups. The 4 and 13 seed sees Tudor going up against Breitling. Tudor Black Bay Chrono, though, moves on with 70% of the top 10 vote. Easy win for Tudor. The 5 seed goes up against the 12 seed with the Grand Seiko SBGA 407 going up against another Grand Seiko, the SBGE 201. And the Skyflake moves on with 80% of the vote. And being the 4th time so far in this tournament, 80% of the vote going to one of the watches in these matchups. Again, only one other time have we seen 80% happen in tournament history. The 6 seed Longines Spirit Flyback Titanium goes up against IWC's Pilot Watch Automatic at 36mm, and Longines moves on with 55% of the vote. The 7 and 10 matchups see Pilot Legends going up against one another. We have the Breitling Navitimer GMT at 41mm at the 10 seed versus the 7 seed, the IWC Mark 20 on a strap. IWC wins pretty easily, receiving 67% of the vote. And then for the 2 closest seeds in the tournament, we have the 8th seed Grand Seiko SBGA 375 going up against the Tudor Pelagos LHD, and the 9 seed pulling off a slight upset here. This is the closest matchup of the tournament, and one of the closest matchups in tournament history. You had 50% versus 50%. There was only 100 votes separating these watches, but the Tudor Pelagos moves on, the 9 seed moves on. So now looking ahead to the round of 8, we have 3 Omegas still in the tournament, 2 Tudors, 1 single Grand Seiko, a single Longines, and an IWC. So let's move on, round of 8. First up, the 1 seed Omega Seamaster Diver 300 versus the Pelagos, 2 professional dive watches battling it out, and the Omega is victorious with 75% of the vote. This is the largest margin of victory that we're going to see this round. Tudor's up again with a 4 seed with the Tudor Black Bay Chrono going up against the 5th seed Grand Seiko SBGA 407. And the Skyflake at the 5th seed wins out against the 4th seed, 55% of the vote going to the Skyflake. Another upset here, and Grand Seiko moves on, and Tudor is going home. There's no more Tudor participation. Despite their dominance over the last couple of tournaments, they are not going to make it into the Final 4. Looking at the 6 versus 3 matchup, we have the Longines Spirit Flyback Titanium versus the Omega Speedmaster 38. 2 chronographs, who's gonna win? And Omega comes out on top with 71% of the vote. And then for the 7 seed versus the 2 seed IWC Mark 20 on strap going up against the Omega Seamaster Aquaterra on a strap, the Aquaterra comes out victorious with 65% of the vote going to the Omega. Moving to the round of 4, we have 3 Omegas still in the tournament, so the 1, 2, and 3 seed moving on, and then we have one upset with the Grand Seiko, the only Grand Seiko, only non-Omega brand making it to the Final 4. So let's see how it does in this first matchup, the 1 seed going up against the 5 seed with the Grand Seiko. And the winner of this matchup is going to be the Omega Seamaster Diver 300. This is the closest matchup thus far for the Diver 300, the number 1 seed, but 63% going to the Diver 300. Grand Seiko is going home. We will have an Omega v Omega in the final round. Moving along to the second matchup of the semifinals, we have the 3 seed Omega Speedmaster 38 going up against the Omega Seamaster Aquaterra 38mm on the strap. And surprisingly, we have the 3 seed moving on, so we actually have an upset in the semifinal. Speedmaster 38 goes to the final round. And then there were 2. So we have the final championship round. We have Omega versus Omega. Who is going to win? Let's look at both of the watches and see how they stack up against one another. On one side, we have the legend that is the Seamaster Diver 300 meter. Descending from a proud lineage of dive watches, which was one of the key contributors of Omega's reemergence in the 90s with its affiliation with Bond. Its ceramic bezel, wave dial, and unmistakable helium escape valve included in the silhouette is one of Omega's best watches regardless of price. On the other side, we have the most attainable mechanical Speedmaster in the current lineup with the 38 Speedmaster, including a coaxial caliber, the 3330 on the inside, carrying the torch of the former Speedmaster reduced models. So we started with 60 watches, we're down to the final 2, thousands and thousands of votes cast. Now the results for the winner. The 1 seed Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meter versus the 3 seed Omega Speedmaster 38. And the winner is the Omega Seamaster Diver 300 goes all the way as the 1 seed, taking 55% of the vote. In my opinion, can't really argue with the result here, not a surprise as well. If I had to bet on what was going to be the winning watch, this would probably be the #1 watch that I would say most people would vote for, and rightfully so. Seamaster Diver 300 is an amazing watch, but there you have it. That is now determined by you, the best watch from $5,000 to $6,000. I was excited for this tournament because this opened up some different brands than we've seen thus far, but if you want us to continue, let us know in the comments down below. What do you think of the end result of this tournament? If you did like this video and you want to see more, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Really do appreciate that as well. And also, do you want us to continue to the 6,000 to 7,000? That would open up to Rolex with something like the Oyster Perpetual. You then have the Speedmaster with its Hezolite crystal. A lot to consider here. So if you want us to continue, let us know in the comments down below. Also, definitely check out TeddyBaldessar.com, full authorized dealer of 30 brands, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support with live chat going around the clock if you ever have any questions about a watch you're looking to purchase. Also, full factory warranty for all the products that we offer. And further, how we're able to fund all of our productions here is through selling watches. So if you are in the market for a watch, we'd love to have your business. Allow us to keep doing what we're doing here, and we love what we do. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.